This is Across the Streams Media Podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Dan Aykroyd Podcast. I am your host, Scott White, and I am joined once again by the Canadian movie crew, Derek and Mark.
Yay! Yay! That's how we say yay. It's yay.
Yeah,
So we're doing
giver.
something a little different this time. We are going to do a video watch-along of the Coneheads music video, Conehead Love. And it's a video that tied into the 1993 movie starring Dan Aykroyd and Jane Curtin. But before we start that, how familiar are you guys with Coneheads?
I'm aware of the characters. Like I know the characters. They've been parodied and referenced several times in things that I do watch. The first thing I ever knew about Coneheads was a parody on Tiny Toons, if that dates me. So
Wow.
But yeah, they were the corn cob heads.
Oh, nice.
So, and when they touched their heads together, they popcorn.
So for me, my my origin story goes back to the 90s on SNL. Now, granted, I know they were regulars a lot more frequently than that in the 70s. But every once in a while, they would show up on, I guess you could call it a rerun. Well, it was when they would do a special guest. They would do sometimes a special guest as the Coneheads. It wasn't often, but it happened a couple of times. If Aykroyd was on as a special guest, then Jane Curtin would show up. They would do a Conehead sketch. They would get some of the other cast involved to also dress up as Conehead, like they're Conehead kids or whatever. So that's kind of where I became aware of them, was on when they were coming back onto SNL, not the original
Now, did
run.
either of you see the movie?
No, although it's on my list for our show.
Maybe, I can't remember.
I
if
have
did or
seen the
not.
movie. I've done a podcast on it, and it's okay. It's a movie that was right when not around the time of Wayne's World. Wayne's World was so popular. It's just like, how many other Saturday Night Live characters can we turn into a movie? And this was one of them and it was produced by Lorne Michaels, and it had a lot of cameos by a lot of people from Saturday Night Live, from SCTV in the movie.
Because I remember your Wayne's World hit, and then you had Coneheads. I think you had
Night at the Rocks?
Everybody.
Superstar, Night at the Roxbury.
Ladies Man.
Didn't Pat get a movie?
Ladies Man, sorry. It's Pat
got a movie. Yeah.
That's on
anyone and everyone.
all
which
list.
I've never seen, but people have often said that It's Pat might be one of the worst movies ever made.
How can that be a good movie? It's based on a sketch with a 2-minute premise. I mean, it's like, what's the Kristen Wiig character? The sourpuss.
You mean Debbie Downer?
Target lady? Or Debbie Downer, yeah.
Oh, the Rachel Dratch character, Debbie Downer, yeah.
It's like try to make an hour and a half movie out of that.
Yeah, exactly. Who needs 90 minutes of people trying to figure out what gender Pat is?
Yeah. Night at the Roxbury was passable. I saw it one night in a hotel when I was drunk. No,
that's the way to see it, I'm sure.
That's the way to see it.
It is funny that you can thank Mike Myers for doing so good that we got all these movies that are just so bad.
Yeah, good characters. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So there was a tie-in to the movie. The soundtrack to the movie is fantastic. I'll tell you that. Dan and Jane recorded a song as Beldar and Primat called Conehead Love, and they made a music video. So we're going to look at the music video tie-in to the 1993 movie Conehead.
Oh, you know what? I'm thinking that might have been, I think that's when I became aware of Coneheads. I think they came on SNL to promote the movie and did Conehead's sketch. That might have been when I first saw them.
Possible, yeah.
It was back in 93. Yeah. That's the thing to do. In fact, SNL has been used for movie promotion since almost its inception.
I remember Chevy Chase, Martin Short, and Steve Martin all came on and guest hosted to promote the Three Amigos. I remember that.
Yes. Yep. Exactly.
Okay. Adam Sandler, Chris Farley, and David Spade are in the movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Chris Farley has the biggest part. Well, actually, David Spade and Chris Farley have pretty big parts. Adam Sandler's basically just a cameo.
Directed by the same guy who directed the first Turtles movie.
So Derek had the idea of, why don't we just do a watch along? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to watch the video. We're going to comment on the video, and we'll just see how it goes from there.
Yeah, if you go to YouTube, search Coneheads music video, you can find the exact video that we're watching, and you can actually watch along with us. Start at 000, and when Scott says play, I'll play. If he says stop, you can stop along with us and see what we're seeing.
All right, so let's hit play. Let's hit play. Let's see what's going on.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play.
And now, beings of the blue orb, it is time to present our personal distillation in oral and visual stimulation techniques.
So pause.
We have synthesized the elements of your technology into our final...
Okay.
So it's Dan and Jane as Beldar and Primat. They're sitting on the couch, and it looks like Dan's hand is behind her head. But that's not his hand, is it?
What do you mean? That I assume it was his hand,
Yeah.
but I was going to ask why.
I think it's supposed to be the alien take on the hand around the shoulders.
Well,
But they're getting it wrong because they're not human, so that's his, for what lack of a better term, kind of romantic embrace. Not romantic embrace, but just, that familiar embrace. Whereas, the guy might have his hand on the shoulder, the hand down.
Yeah.
Just kind of like,
I
this is
gathered that, but
yeah. So,
But-
but this is the weird version now. So,
but the thing is, I think what Scott's pointing out here is the way he's having to hold his hand is like with his hand bent at like as much 90 degrees as possible, because you don't see anything on
you
the
don't
other
see his
side of her
elbow.
neck.
You don't see his. Keep playing. Let's see what goes. So this is just those two introducing the video to us, the viewers.
Yes. Play.
projection. Here now is the greatest video ever produced in the known universes. Conehead Love by Beldar and Primat.
Yes, I was just way too wigged out. to
Just
even
give me
call it.
some chips.
Oh, dude, turn this up.
All right, so pause. We get it parodies a bunch of videos, and the first parody we get is "Born in the USA" by Bruce Springsteen. It's Dan as Beldar doing that famous pose where he's got a bandana around his cone head.
oh yeah, the blue jeans and the whole thing.
All right, so let's go.
All right, keep going.
There's a lot of hot babes dressed up as Coneheads too.
Yes, I want to visit Melmac or wherever they're from.
But Beldar, we share this human state. Well beyond our own dimension. Not our designed intention. Primat, your cone is shimmering in the light. Beldar, apply the sensor ring tonight. Don't want to hold my cone alone. You don't have to hold your cone alone. Would never hold my cone alone. You'll never have to hold your cone alone.
Okay, pause for a sec.
That's a vague sexual reference, I think. Isn't it?
I am hearing that right. You'll never have to hold your cone alone. Does that sound about right, what they're saying?
Yeah, you won't have to hold your cone alone. She'll apply the sensor rings tonight. So that's what I'm getting.
Yeah. I gotta say the backup singers are pretty good, but Scott, I gotta ask, what do you think of them basically going full robot singing? Is that kind of a part of the parody of the 80s?
That's how Beldar talks. I think that's part of that. But also, yeah, and I think this woman right here is the actual actress that played the daughter in the movie.
She does look familiar.
But believe it or not, there's not a lot of information on this online.
No, really?
What?
So this would have been.
Oh, and this is part of it is kind of like a Robert Palmer, Simply Irresistible.
That's another,
kind of
yeah,
thing,
that's
right?
another video, and we'll see more of that later. Yeah, I couldn't find a lot of information on this
Yeah.
Well,
video, but I
that's-
believe this is the actress that played their daughter that Lorraine Newman played during the during the initial run of Saturday Night Live.
When you say Robert Palmer, that's the style of music that I'm getting out
Yeah.
of here. I'm not a big music guy, but I'm getting, late 80s, early 90s, almost yacht rock, but not quite.
Well, that synthesizer definitely
Yeah.
is front and center there, which is a classic 80s music style, right?
Like
to
it's
have
not
the
it's not new
synthesizer.
wave, but it's halfway between new wave.
No,
and
they're definitely
90s
cashing in
alternative,
on
I guess.
the music at the time. They're not doing anything.
Actually,
Yeah.
it's almost
They're not doing anything
it's
new
almost
here.
early 80s, to be honest.
Yeah.
The way that synthesizer is going.
No.
No. They're totally rehashing. Yeah, like this was put together in an afternoon. I think at least the music was.
Well, now I will say this: all the costumes and all the sets look great. They went all out on the costumes and the sets.
They
did
spent
spend
money.
This is not one of those where it's a blue screen or anything. I mean, if they had that back then, but no, this is actual sets. This is half a dozen.
Well, this
part is, but
this part here is a blue screen that we're looking at for sure, like the space
Yeah.
shots, but it's still like well done.
Well, don't forget too, like I said, Steve Barron, who directed the movie, I assume directed this because he directs music. He directed music videos long before he started making movies. He directed Madonna, Michael Jackson, all kinds of major music videos. So I would imagine they would have brought him in to do this. But like you said, there's probably
Yeah.
not a whole lot of information.
no, there's
on
not.
it,
All right,
so-
let's go. Let's see what we.
Okay.
She's a good singer. Whoever's actually singing that part.
I'll never understand this planet. The way these humans love to ram it. I much prefer this.
Now, pause it.
And all the time
Okay.
avoiding.
So through this video, they keep showing pictures of atomic bomb blasts. They keep mentioning the senso rings. If you watch the movie, that's part of their mating ritual, where they put the senso rings on their cone heads.
Yeah.
And also, there's a line in this where I no longer have to hold my cone alone, which I believe it's just like a blatant masturbation reference. I believe.
It's because I have you, I no longer have to
Yeah.
jerk off,
And I don't know if
which is a
Yeah,
sentiment.
but are they going for this like make love not war kind of thing? Because they keep referring to the
That's what I'm getting.
referring to the senso rings, but it's like I don't understand this planet. They want to blow each other up. Why couldn't they just all have the senso rings?
It's this weird like I've got you and we'll never be alone. By the way, this planet sucks. This planet we've sort of randomly landed on, it sucks. So they go between like some sort of like techno love ballad to back to Land of Confusion
From Genesis, yeah.
Genesis or Phil
Yeah.
Collins or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
All right,
yeah.
let's continue.
All right, let's keep going.
My Conehead Love is interstellar. Oppenheimer, Edward Teller. Our home on Remulac is distant. My Conehead rule has low resistance. Don't want to hold my cone alone.
All right, so pause it.
No, this is
Well,
my
see, you're
favorite
always a
part
frame.
of the video.
I was gonna say you're always a frame too late on the pausing. By the way, just I mean I wasn't gonna say anything, but now you're 2 for 2 on. We're away from the ladies who are telling me I don't have to hold my cone alone, and now I've got Dan Aykroyd with his mouth open on my screen.
That's
I'm
because
not
we don't
happy.
want you holding your cone alone on this stream. That's why.
So what they're referring to is we have the sexy Conehead backup dancers, and Dan is as Beldar is looking creepily at them. He's basically is it
True.
ogling or ogling? Ogling.
Ogling.
I think both is fine.
So here we see Dan ogling these backup Conehead dancers with this creepy look on his face. And in the video, they're doing the original Conehead teeth that are pointed and sharp. So it just looks horrifying that this old man is once again, it's like creepy old guy vibes.
It's like when Bib Fortuna smiles in Return of the Jedi. It's just it's not right.
I didn't know they had sharp teeth when they first debuted.
They did. Well, they didn't. They did in the movie. And there's a scene in the movie where they go to the
okay.
dentist, but they made that up for the movie. So, all right, we can continue.
So they could stop wearing
Yes.
the prosthesis. Yeah.
Well, I learned something then. Okay, there we go.
Now pause. Okay, pause. Now, here's the thing.
There you go, Mark.
I mean, thank you. Yeah.
If this is the actual actress that played their daughter, that means their daughter is singing about her parents having sex.
Oh, no.
That's why I don't think if this is their daughter.
I wish I could find.
What's the daughter's name?
I can't see. I don't know it off the top of my head.
Okay, IMDb the movie.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure
in
it's
there.
in there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but the problem is there's the top two are Aykroyd and Jane Curtin, and then there's all of the cameos. See,
Connie. It's Connie Conehead.
No.
Yes. Yeah, it's Connie.
Connie Conehead? Okay. Oh, Michelle Burke.
Michelle Burke?
Michelle Burke is an actress known for Coneheads, Dazed and Confused, and Major League 2. So, you know, she acted.
So this could be either this is the singer, they dressed her up like a Conehead to sing her part, or this is Connie and she's lip syncing to whoever's singing. Or maybe she's doing both. Maybe Michelle can sing.
Looking into it.
Well, here's the deal. If she can't sing, why would you put the daughter of those two singing about those two having sex?
Yeah.
That's still a very good point. Yes. So
based on what I'm reading here, it's not her. So we can take out the creepy factor, I think.
But she looks so much like her.
Yeah, they're just going. So that must
but
be
it
the
looks
singer.
so much like her. I mean, why would you not just get somebody totally?
I agree.
All right. Well, all right. So we've got masturbation. It's not incest, but I don't know when your kids are singing about you have it. Just go. Get off of it. Stop.
Keytar. All right. There's your Robert
and now
Palmer.
we get a blatant Robert
There's
Palmer.
the Robert Palmer. He plays bass too.
Transform you to delirious.
Okay, this part I actually kind of dig. I think it's funny. Use the cone to then support like a little. Well, and now we're back to that.
So pause. So he's saying that Eisenhower, Nixon, and Harry S. Truman were all Coneheads.
Yes, according to this.
Now, Harry S. Truman was one of the presidents that
yeah.
dropped the bomb. But he was complaining earlier about all the wars. But does that mean that his people came to our planet and dropped bombs?
Yeah.
Ooh, well, that's one way to conquer. You get them to destroy each other and then move in and clean up.
Well, they had to use Truman. It's the only president that rhymes with human. So
that's also a good point. And it's weird. It's like these great men of American history are not human.
Well, we got Nixon in there.
Well, okay, sorry, famous. We'll say famous or infamous, figures from history. We talk about those three, and then we're right back to the sex thing. Like, it's just, we're going to dip out. We're going to talk about world politics, how much Earth sucks, and back to sex. Then nuclear war, back to sex. Famous ex-presidents, back to sex. Like, it's just, I'm, and then we get the girls on there. I'm confused, and then we're talking about blown up.
Play.
This video's all over the place. I can't believe it came from SNL.
Oh, we got a shot of the Enterprise in there.
Yeah.
ZZ Top was Coneheads.
ZZ Top. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's just the lady singing. I think they just popped her in the
And
Conehead
now-
gear.
So the video is ending with Jane Curtin summoning Dan Aykroyd to their sleep chamber
Our home, our zone.
to go into the cone zone.
Oh, no. Bruce Letty. Sorry. It says right there. Well, there you go.
All right, so that was
There we go.
Conehead Love, the video. And it is just weird. Like you said, it's from Dan. I don't think Jane didn't have a lot to do in that. She had a couple of verses at the front, but then it was just mostly Dan singing. I don't know if she can't sing as well as Dan, but I've heard her sing before. It sounds like she can sing.
No, I think she can sing, but I think this one, I mean, for both of them, they're more speak singing than anything else.
That is true.
So,
Yeah,
but
I don't think
that's
this
they're really they're
yeah.
that's what the video. That's what the song calls
they're
for.
William Shatner-ing it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the speak singing, it's not really for her. And then he gets like the main, I don't have to hold my cone alone. He's the lead in this, and then the backup singers back him up, and she's just sort of there in the back playing guitar.
Yes. Guitar.
Yeah, you have a lot of different elements to
Yeah.
that.
So
You have them speak singing, and then you have the chorus girls, and then you have the soloist who's really doing the majority of the singing.
Yeah, she's carrying the heavy burden of the singing in this video.
It's too bad that Jane couldn't pull that off, because that
If
would
she
have
could have
been
done
more
that part,
befitting
I
of
think that
her
would have made a
character.
lot more sense. If she could have sang that part,
Yeah,
you know,
and then
according Dan through song instead of having their pseudo daughter do it, which is once again, it doesn't matter if it is the actress or not. The actress looks so much like the actress who played the daughter. It's just off-putting once you realize what the song is about. Once they're singing about parents having sex, about not having to masturbate because I have you here, and she's singing all this about her parents. So it's just really, really odd to hear.
it is, but it's good to. I mean, I think we sussed out that it's not, thankfully, but they did dress her up. Like, they didn't put her in the go-go outfit. You know what I mean? They dressed her up a little more innocently. So I think that definitely leads you down that road.
I think that's a good critique, Mark. They didn't
whore. They didn't whore
put that
out
one girl in the go-go outfit.
Well, I'm just saying they dressed her more conservatively, befitting of it. You know,
I understand what you're saying.
I don't think you do, because
I don't think you do.
Because now I feel weird for. I'm just trying to explain something that I think is quite innocent, but it's not really. You know what I mean?
They could dress her in whatever, a nun's habit. What she's singing about her parents. That's what it is. And then you get a lot of shots of Dan leering. So is he thinking of being unfaithful to his wife by leering at these sexy Coneheads?
That's true. Yeah, he's drooling at them. Yeah. And then gets summoned by
Why
Jane
would they not
Curtin.
have muscular Conehead guys that Jane could look at? You know, this.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Just dress them up like in that one famous sketch with Patrick Swayze and
Chippendales.
Chris Farley.
Yeah.
The Chippendale guys. Yeah. So yeah, not that I'm asking for that, but I'm just saying to counteract the ladies.
Well, I don't think Patrick Swayze would have been available in Chris Farley on his own. Well, I guess it could have worked.
Oh, I'm just saying in that, like, put them in that, but with Coneheads. You know what I mean? Like, the guys are basically. Then I don't feel so bad about the girls.
Bow ties
Honestly,
and
I didn't know this video existed
Yeah.
until I knew the song existed because I've listened to the soundtrack. I didn't know this video existed until about a week ago, and I'm like, this is just so weird and out of place. I got to talk about it, and it's really, really hard to talk. I've done it before. I've talked about music videos on my podcast before, and I thought, well, how else can I get because we got a 45-minute podcast out of a 30-second Charles Bronson Mandem commercial. So
Commercial, yeah.
I know, but that was Charles Bronson in a cologne commercial.
From Japan.
I mean, what's not to talk about? Every single frame was just ripe with something to talk about, right? Whether it was what's going on with the man himself, you know?
Am I coming to a party? Am I coming home from a party? Who knows? So that was Conehead Love. by Beldar and Primat. And it's just a really, if you really break it down like we did, it's a really disturbing video.
They wanted to throw out a few different concepts and then just make them all rhyme, and that was about it, right? It felt like it was written by two different people. One wanted to talk about how Earth sucked, the other one wanted to talk about like not holding your cone alone, and they mashed them together to make this.
But you know what? I'll defend it by saying it's very 1993.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's no possible way this thing could have aged well.
Better.
It's
It won't get better.
No,
with
it
age.
definitely won't get better with age, but it shows you where people's minds were in the early 90s. And this is a perfect example of where the music was, what people were talking about. I mean, it's just so odd that they just focused on the sexual nature of those two characters rather than just exploring the whole Conehead universe about maybe a song about how they
or at least the story of the movie.
The story of the movie,
which is usually what the music video is about.
But they tell a story about how you're aliens on Earth, not that I'm not getting any from my alien wife. Or
what about home? Talk about home. Talk about the planet.
What you miss about Remulac.
You got the budget. Give us some visuals. What's domestic life like on Remulac?
I'm not a prude. I'm not offended by it. It was such an odd take to have on a music video where they're just going to concentrate on war and sex in this movie about Coneheads. Well, I mean, if you look at it, the Coneheads were sent to Earth to conquer the Earth. And that's what happened. They were sent here to conquer the Earth, and they crash land here, and they adapted over the years. That's the story of the Coneheads. And then we see snippets of, so they parodied, or they Born in the USA, Addicted to Love, Legs by ZZ Top. And once again and that was a big thing about movie videos too. They would also parody what was big at the time or what was big. It's like, but the thing is, so these were like, all of these videos were like 6 or 7 years. So they're parodying videos which were no longer relevant. Yes.
Relevant.
So that's an odd choice.
Yeah.
They did why not parody Nirvana at this time? Nirvana was big at this time.
Or
parody
or what about
EMF?
Yes.
Vanilla Ice.
Yes. All the videos that they parodied were long past their shelf life. And if they're trying to attract younger, I don't know. It was just a lot of odd choices here.
I'm trying to picture a Conehead with the shaved out wavy lines in his head on the side of the cone.
Well, that would have been funny
to parody Vanilla Ice.
I think that would have been funny instead.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
Instead of having the cone,
go Conehead, go Conehead, go Conehead.
Instead of having the Conehead, he had that giant flat top, like Kid and Play, but this like really big.
Yeah. Or you have the cone, but then it's obvious that it's like blonde hair growing out the side near the top, and then it squares off the top of the cone, but it's clearly like, what I mean? It's like part cone, part Vanilla Ice, Conehead, and they just looks like the guy from Kid and Play.
Or the Conehead girls as grunge.
Oh yeah. Yeah, where's Smells Like Cone's Spirit? You know what I mean? Or something like that.
Here we are. We're trying to fix a 4-minute video from 20 plus years ago. We know how we can fix it. Bring us in, Warner Brothers.
I also appreciate how you said you saw this, you found this video last week and you had to talk about it, and it must have immediately went fucking Canadian.
It's got to be. I can't give this to regular people. This would kill them.
I gotta go international.
Well,
we gotta get those guys from up north.
All right, so that's it.
Yeah, from the top of the cone.
Once again, we've talked 30 minutes on a 4-minute video, if that. Guy, you just came out with your 300th episode.
Yes, we did.
And I was
our
fortunate enough to be on
movie
that.
podcast. Yes, you were on that, and you were featured in a couple of the bloopers. I don't know if you heard that yet.
I gotta listen to it, yeah, but I'm going to.
You told a great George Wendt story, so we had to put that in. We're celebrating our 300th episode all month long. Like Scott said, we just released our 300th episode. We're releasing them every Sunday morning. And for the next 2, we're going to have some other guests on playing a game, and then Scott will be joining us back on the 26th to play a very funny game that we've never done before, and I think turned out really, really well.
And then over on our Retrospective podcast, we're doing the Conjuring series. So
on our film studies
podcast.
Yeah,
if you want something a little more spooky and horror based, head on over there, check that out, and make it so we didn't watch it all for nothing. Now, Derek, where can they find the Retrospective and the Or Is It?
Film Studies and Or Is It Movie Podcast, all on Spotify, Apple iTunes, or Apple Podcasts, whatever they're calling it, Amazon, wherever your favorite podcasts are sold.
Yeah, and remember, it's 2 separate feeds. So thank you, Scott, for letting us plug all
right,
of that.
So this video is going to come out at the 1st of November, so it'll be right after Halloween. So you can just go back and you can binge listen to all of them.
It's all available.
Binge listen to all of it. All right. I want to thank you guys for doing this. I am not Dan Aykroyd, and I want to thank everybody for listening to the Dan Aykroyd podcast.
To support this podcast, please go to www.patreon.com/Scott White and give what you're able. If you're listening on iTunes, please give a review. That should help people find this podcast. And no matter what services you use to listen, please leave feedback. We always want to improve. Thank you for listening to the Dan Aykroyd podcast.
This has been a Cross the Streams Media Podcast.